Okay, today I want to talk about Nordic hamstring curls. Before I get into that, because I'm going to show some different variations and how you can go about them, but I just wanted to comment on the change I've made in my program and why I've made this program change. Was I went from 1 day a week to 2 days a week, and then I started to do full body. So I did full body 2 days a week. And what I would do I noticed that my intensity would wane when I would add too many leg exercises. So I started splitting up the leg exercises and splitting up some of the arm focus. So my second day is going to be more arm focus and hamstring focus, whereas my first day is more like upper push pull and quad focus. So I switched that up because my intensity wasn't as strong on some of the hamstring exercises. I was really getting gassed on the quads, I was doing leg press, and then I was finishing with hamstring curl, or I would do hamstring curl, and then I wouldn't be able to put out as much intensity on the leg press. So for me, I like doing my workout short but intense, and it made it easier for me to switch up the quads and the hamstrings. So today I'm gonna do some Nordic curls with my arm workout, with a little bit of glutes. But just a side note too, if your intensity is waning because you've got too many things on your plate, or just mentally you're fatigued because you got too many exercises, or you're just biting off more than you can chew, try switching it up. And for me, I get full body on both days, but I focus on quads on one day, focus on hamstrings on the other, and I do that with upper body as well. So I don't get too much overlap, but I'm still, getting a full workout. So anyways, just a side note on that. Nordics, hamstring curls. As I've got this setup where I've got these stall bars and I've got a pad here that I can dig into. My feet are just, enough that I can get underneath. If you had any bigger feet than size 12, you wouldn't be able to get in here. But it's somewhat comfortable enough for me to get the pull with the back of my leg bone here to drive into it. You can actually buy attachments now where they slide underneath the door and then they attach to where you get this same sort of thing anywhere with any door. So if you want to try Nordics, it's an option for a hamstring curl if you don't have a hamstring curl machine. I don't have one here. One of my days is at the gym. Another day is here. I'd rather do my leg press stuff there than do squats and things here. I just prefer it. Like I said, I can get more intensity out of it. Whereas here, I can still get some intensity with the Nordic curl and the hamstring. So Nordics, I like to use a box because I can't do a full Nordic. I can't go all the way up and down, and which is very, very challenging, especially someone with long legs. That long lever makes it harder. But I use this box, and what I do is I go from 16, I'm now on the 14-inch right here. So I have slowly started taking it down, and then eventually, hopefully I'll get to 12, and then even lower than that, where you get yourself to be coming all the way down and then coming back up. Now, with the intensity, you might not be able to get up, okay? So if it's really challenging, if you're here and you can't pull yourself up with your hamstrings from this position without your hands, what you can work on to start, and this is what I first did, was I just worked on the negatives. So I started here. You still want to use something out in front of you because you'll just fall on your face. You can do push-ups with it. I'll show you that option, but what you can do is you just drive. I'm right here, I've got tension, I've got tension, I've got tension, I've got tension. I'm holding, and I'm trying to control down slow. I can then just push up. So I don't even have to do the positive. I can just focus on the negative. You can say, if you don't have a box or you don't have a tool like that, you can do like a push-up where I'm here and I control as far down as I can, and then I do a push-up, and then I do the concentric, I pull myself back up on that last end of the range. So there's different ways of you getting the level that you can do with your Nordic, and this one's really good for the hamstrings. Like I said, this is my hamstring day. It's just like a hamstring curl. Well, it's not necessarily just like a hamstring curl, but it's very similar. So it's going to be targeting those hamstrings without any other muscles really getting involved. Lower back will get involved a little bit for stabilization. Glutes will get involved a little bit as you go, but you'll feel it. When you step out of this, you'll feel your hamstrings go. So option for you, if you don't have a hamstring curl and you're looking to get a little bit more hamstring curl or hamstring work in, direct hamstring work, you can look for one of those attachments. If you have something like this, if you have sometimes benches have like a little spot where, where you put your feet on something. If it's big enough to where you can get your legs underneath and it doesn't bother your legs, and it's heavy enough to support your weight, you can try that. There's Nordic straps, there's Nordic benches now that you can buy. But I've seen these things on Amazon, which is just slides underneath the door, and then it's got 2 pads right here, and you just pull up into it, and it gives you a nice support. So there's options for you, but I would work on the negatives first, and then trying to work on negative to positive with something like a bench out in front of you so you have support. You can always do the push-up, but that's what I do, and I just try to get it lower and lower until I'm on the ground and I can do a full range of motion Nordic hamstring curl. Who knows if I'll ever even be able to get there, because I've got these long femurs, these long lever arms, and it makes it more challenging, but that's going to be ultimately the goal with strength overall, just getting harder every single day or getting stronger every single day that I do these. I do 1 set all out. I do maybe a little bit of warm up because it's a lot on the hamstring. So I do some warm up with the negatives, and then I take a little rest, and then I go in and I try to do as many reps as I can. Sometimes I'll just hold in this position and I kind of like touch the bench, and I just try to fire until I basically give out. But you're trying to hammer those hamstrings. A great exercise for that. As long as you're not, again, compensating too much with your lower back or swinging yourself up. You might need a little momentum to get started, but like I said, I would focus on trying to stay in the hamstrings by doing the negatives versus using your lower back and then finishing with the hamstrings. Do a little bit of focus on what you're really working. If you want to get more lower back, you can. Again, it's just going to be more dangerous when you start swinging, but hamstrings, Nordics, try them out, see how they work for you.